If you love the ISUPK, stay in the loop. Go to Google Play and download the new user-friendly One West I.S.U.P.K app and get exclusive footage to our online classes and street-speaking videos. Also, the Black Watch podcast, hosted by Commanding General YAHANNA, the leader of the nation of Israel. It's real easy to stay in tune with the I.S.U.P.K and the information we're putting out. Just go to Google Play and type in One West UPK app and hit download. Let's get it in. Don't be left out.
Shalom Israel, Shalom DC, with an Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. Started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, nor any other Christian organization, all right? If I could, give me Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. Give me Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It's been a real long time since I've been to DC, man. And you know, it's looking a little more colorful than it was before. You know, I don't remember that rainbow in the back. I don't remember any of that. It's so many damn rainbows out here. I thought it got finished raining. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Salakia, but oh man, it's all right, man. It's not all right. But now give me Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto as a child is born.
It said what?
For unto as a child is born.
It says, for to the child is born. Who is that child? That child is talking about Christ. Go ahead.
Unto us as a son is given.
As a what?
As a son is given.
It is a son is given. That son is talking about Christ Mashiach right there, man. Jesus Christ. YAHWEH Mashiach in the Hebrew. Go ahead. And say to what? Start from the top.
For unto as a child is born. And unto us
it says what?
Unto us.
Unto who?
Unto us.
Unto everybody.
Unto us.
Unto the whole entire world.
Unto us.
I thought it was for the Arab.
Unto us.
I thought Christ was for everybody.
Unto us.
That us is a possessive pronoun. That us is talking about Israel. That us is talking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I understand that might be a first for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to hear, but God only loves you. God only loves so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Christ only died for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I understand I may have hurt some feelings out there, but I truly don't care. All right, I'm a little cold-hearted, and so is the Most High, and so is Christ. He came to love his people, and that was it. God only loves his people, and that is it. There's no crime in that. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, start from the top.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born.
For unto us a child is born. Go ahead.
Unto us a son is given.
A son is given, which is Christ. Go ahead.
And the government shall be upon
his what?
And the government.
And the what?
The government.
And the what?
The government.
I want everyone to hear what the Bible is just saying. And the what?
The government.
Listen, Christ came because he's here to establish a government. Christ is going to come to establish a government. We have to understand that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, America is not the government we need to be serving. America's government is not something we need to be a part of. America's government is not who our loyalty should be with. Christ came to establish a government. Does everybody know what a government consists of? It consists of officials. It consists of a group of men, of people, ruling with authority. That's what a government consists of. And it said what?
A government.
A what?
Government.
That's what Christ came to be. Go ahead.
Shall be upon his shoulders.
Shall be a what?
Upon his shoulders.
Like this government is going to be upon the shoulders of Christ, man. Because Christ is here. Christ came to build the government of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like as blacks, Hispanics, and Latinos, and Latino Americanos in America, we are here that has our own government. Christ is coming to rule for our government. America's not our government. We're not here to serve America. We're not here to salute their flag. We're not here for the LGBT. We're here to serve Christ. And that's the government Christ came to establish. And that's the government Christ is going to establish. And it's going to be upon his shoulders. That's the government right here. Now America ain't forever. We need to stop being a part of America, black man. We need to stop being a part of America, Hispanic man. We need to stop being a part of America, Latino, Native Americano man. We gotta stop that, man. We're living in the last days. We're living in the final times, man. Come into the I.S.U.P.K and come serve the Lord under the government of the Israelites. You understand? The so-called the government that God established under Commanding General YAHANNA. Go ahead.
And his name shall be called Wonderful.
Shall be what?
And his name shall be called Wonderful.
His name shall be called Wonderful. Because this man is going to be working wonders. He's going to be wonderful. Go ahead.
Counselor.
Say what?
Counselor.
Like when you're a counselor, man, as a counselor, you give many counsels. Meaning you were giving a lot of brothers and sisters advice. This is the job of the government. Like we have to understand a lot of problems that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what we go through, we need counselors. We need a government. We need official people to be able to fix the conditions and fix the problems that are going in black homes, you understand? Like we're constantly abusing each other, we're drug addicts, we're killing each other, we become Bloods and Crips and gangster disciples. That's because we want to follow a government that's not ours. You understand? We need to come and serve the Lord. And we need to be a part of the government that the Lord established, that God is going to establish, and the government that Christ is going to rule over. Go ahead.
The mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of what?
Peace.
The Prince of what?
Peace.
This is how you know it's talking about Christ. This is how you know it's talking about YAHWH, because he's the Prince of Peace. And the only way to bring peace is war. War is coming to America. You understand? Civil World War and a nuclear war is coming to America. Do not be surprised. You're wondering why there's the Proud Boys storming the Capitol? That's in the Bible, you understand? War is coming to America, man. Civil wars are coming to America. Race against race, nation against nation. That's because Christ is the Prince of what?
Prince of Peace.
Because you can't have peace without war. Continue reading.
Verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace.
It said what?
Of the increase of his government and peace.
And the increase of his government and peace. Meaning the more that his government increases, the more of the peace that increases. Meaning it starts from here and it continues to build up. Go ahead.
There shall be no end.
There shall be what?
No end.
The kingdom of Christ is going to have no end. But guess whose kingdom will have an end? The so-called white man's kingdom is coming to an end. America's kingdom is coming to an end. We need to be sick of this, man. The murder of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans will be coming to an end. Black people dying at the hands of police officers will be coming to an end. Us getting life in prison and getting years without parole will be coming to an end. This is the life that we live as black people, man. This is the life that we live as Latinos. This is the life that we live as so-called Native Americans in America, man. And it's coming to an end. America's kingdom is coming to an end. But the kingdom of Christ, there is no end.
Upon the throne of David.
Of what?
Upon the throne of David.
Of who?
Of David.
I thought it was Joe Biden.
Of David.
I thought it was Donald Trump.
Of David.
I thought it was your lovable Barack Obama.
Of David.
It's at the throne of what?
David.
The throne of David, man. King David in the Bible, he was a Judite. He was an Israelite. A black man like you. A black man like us. It's at the throne of what?
David.
The throne of David. Christ is going to rule on the throne of David. Christ is an Israelite. Christ is a Judite. Christ is a black man just like us. Just like you. That's who Christ is. And he's going to rule the earth. And America's going to fall. And America's coming to an end. Say bye-bye to Chinatown. I want y'all to wave and say goodbye Chinatown, goodbye LGBT, because it's coming to an end. It's going to be over, complete. America's going to be ground zero.
And upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish.
So what? To what?
To order it.
To what?
To order.
To what?
To order.
Like Christ is going to order this kingdom. There's going to be structure and order and discipline in the kingdom of Christ. Go ahead.
And to establish it.
What?
And to establish.
To what?
To establish it.
Christ is going to establish his government, and it's going to be on earth. It's not going to be in the sky. You don't have to die to make it to the kingdom of heaven. We don't have to die to see Christ. Christ Christ is going to come to us. And there's going to be bloodshed, there's going to be war, and here comes my favorite part. There's going to be slavery. That's what's going to happen. There's going to be slavery. I'm going to go to Jonathan, Skylar, Elizabeth, and I'm going to say, pick my cotton. And pick it good until your fingertips bleed. If you don't, right, and guess what? If you don't have all my cotton, ooh-wee, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Right, twice, right, God, twice tomorrow.
With judgment.
With what?
With judgment.
In his kingdom is going to be judgment. There's going to be punishment. That's what we were just going over. The slavery is going to be the most righteous judgment and punishment for the so-called white man in America. Our oppressor, deserves slavery. You can't just take a people and lynch them and murder them and molest them for over 400 years and continue to do it in 2021 and expect nothing to happen. You're absolutely ridiculous, man. And what you want to give me some excuse? It wasn't me. That's not me. Those are my foreparents. That's not me. Man, go on with that. You will pay for your forefathers' crimes. Just like I still got to pay for my grandfather's debt in 1934.
And with justice.
With what?
Justice.
With what?
Justice.
There's going to be justice in the kingdom of Christ, man. True justice is coming to America. True justice is going to be coming to the entire earth. And it's going to be done by a black man named Jesus Christ. That's the kingdom of heaven right there. That's glorious to see our oppressor on them cotton fields and serving us, the children of slaves. You understand? Go ahead.
From henceforth, even forever.
Even what?
Forever.
Go ahead.
The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform.
Wait, whoa. We're not going to skip over. Let's read it nice and slow. It said what?
The zeal.
It said the zeal, right? The zeal of the Lord. Go ahead.
Of the Lord of hosts.
Of what?
The Lord of hosts.
The Lord of what?
The Lord of hosts.
Does anybody know what the Lord of hosts is? A lot of Christians read this Bible and they like to look over the Lord of hosts a lot. They like to look over the word host. Host means an army. You understand? The Lord of what? Host. He's the Lord of armies. That's what the Lord of hosts is. The God is a man of war. The God of this Bible is a man of war. The Lord is about warfare. The Lord is about justice. The Lord is about judgment. The Lord is about order. It said what?
The Lord of hosts
is going to do what?
Will perform this.
Will what?
Perform this.
The Lord of hosts, the angels of the Lord, the army of the Lord is going to perform this. You understand? This is going to happen through the Lord of hosts, meaning warfare. That's why World War III is coming. That's why third nuclear warfare is coming. That's why civil war is coming. Give me Revelations 21 and 2. You understand? That's why judgment and punishment is coming to America and coming to the entire earth. You can't treat God's children and so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans any type of way and you think nothing is going to happen to you. You can't murder a black man like George Floyd and murder Trayvon Martin and murder Mike Brown and Akai Gurley and Breonna Taylor and Sandra Bland and think nothing's going to happen to you. You understand? If I was a police officer and I go into the nearest white community and I murder Skylar, you know what would happen to me? Do you know what would happen to me? I'll be put to death. In that moment, I would get shot by another police officer. I'll tell you that. I'm not getting off scot-free. I'm not getting 5 days or maybe 2 or 3 months of leave with pay. That's not gonna happen. You got Revelations 21 verse 2? Go ahead.
Book of Revelations, chapter 21, verse 2. And I, John, saw.
It said what?
And I, John.
So this says, and I, John, saw. Like this is talking about John the Revelator right here. John was in prison. John was a black man in prison at Patmos, right? He was in a prison. Patmos was a prison on an island like Alcatraz. You understand? And John saw something. Go ahead.
The holy city.
The what?
The holy city.
Like John saw a holy city. Meaning, what does holy mean? The brother asked the question earlier. What does holy mean? Holy means to be separate. Holy, Kodash in the Hebrew, meaning to be separate. And it said what?
The holy city.
Like John saw a city that was going to be separate. John saw a holy city. Go ahead.
New Jerusalem.
What?
New Jerusalem.
It said what?
New Jerusalem.
I thought we were supposed to be one blood and one family.
New Jerusalem.
I thought we all bleed red.
New Jerusalem.
I thought we were all about the white, the blue, the red, the 50 stars, the 13 colonies. I thought we were about everybody.
New Jerusalem.
Jerusalem is a city in Israel, meaning that city belonged to the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Coming down from God out of heaven.
Coming what?
Down from God.
Coming what?
Coming down from God.
Coming what?
Down from God.
I thought we were supposed to go up.
Coming down from God.
I thought we were supposed to die and go to heaven.
Coming down from God.
It said coming what?
Coming down from God.
Coming down from the Most High. It said this new city, Jerusalem, a holy city, a separate city, coming down from the Most High.
Out of heaven.
Out of what?
Heaven.
Out of heaven. Meaning out of the sky, out of heaven. Meaning what? This kingdom that Christ is going to rule is going to be on earth. It's going to be on the ground that we stand on.
That's right.
It's not going to be anywhere in the sky. We're not going to be on any clouds. We're not here about the pearly gates and all this nonsense.
Right.
The kingdom of the Most High, the kingdom of Christ, is coming down from the Most High, coming down from heaven, meaning it's coming to earth.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Prepared.
Said what?
Prepared.
Says what?
Prepared.
This is what your Christian pastor fails to teach you. Go ahead. This is what these Christian pastors fail to teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Prepared.
We are supposed to be preparing for the return of Christ. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are supposed to be preparing for the return of Christ. Means what? Meaning we have to be prepared when Christ comes. Eating pork, shrimp, and lobster, we are ill prepared for the return of Christ. Us being drug dealers and selling drugs and being Bloods, Crips, and gangster disciples and Pyrus and Latin Kings and MS-13, no thanks to our oppressor, we are ill prepared when it comes to the coming of Christ, man. It says what?
Prepared.
Like we are to prepare for the return of Christ, man. The Lord isn't going to come if we're not ready. You understand that? If we are not ready and prepared for Christ to return, we are going to have some trouble on our hands. We have to understand that Christ is about war. Christ isn't coming to hug. Christ ain't coming to kiss. Christ is coming to rule. Christ is coming to destroy and to build back up his kingdom, which is the kingdom of the Israelites, which is the kingdom of the Most High. You understand? It says what?
Prepared. As a bride adorned.
It says as a what?
As a bride.
It says as a bride. A bride is a woman being prepared to marry somebody. It says what?
As a bride adorned for her husband.
For her what?
For her husband.
So we have to be just as prepared as a bride for her husband. Now let me tell you something. A woman's wedding day is a big day. You understand? A woman's wedding day, we all know about women when it comes to their wedding day, when they want to get all fancied up and adorned in all their jewelry and their cute, beautiful dress and whatever the case may be. That's a big day. That's a big day for them, right? And they make sure they are prepared in every shape, form as possible. Well, guess what? We need to be the same way when it comes to the return of Christ. We need to be prepared, which means what? Give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. We need to be prepared for the return of Christ. And we're going to learn what it means to be prepared for the Most High. And it deals with keeping his laws. It deals with keeping his statutes and his commandments. But our Christian pastors and our deacons and our bishops and our so-called evangelists and our ministers fail to teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans this one important factor when it comes to serving the Lord and being prepared for the return of Christ and the government that the Lord is going to establish, which is the kingdom of Christ. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Said what?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
The Lord said, think what?
Think not.
Think what?
Think not.
Think what?
Think not.
Don't have a thought in your head, black man. Don't have a thought in your head, Hispanic man. Don't have a thought in your head, Native American man.
That I am come to destroy the law.
Think not.
That I am come to destroy the law.
That I come to destroy the law. Christ didn't come to destroy these laws, statutes, and commandments. Christ didn't come to destroy the fact that we are not to eat pork. Christ did not come to destroy the fact that we are not to eat shrimp and lobster and murder each other and steal from each other. He didn't come to destroy that. Don't you think don't you think that would be beneficial to the black community? Let's think about that real quick. Not murdering each other and stealing from each other would be a big deal not to do in the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. It would be so beneficial for us to live together and know that no brother's going to steal from us. No matter how poor, no matter how rich we are, I know for sure my brother isn't going to steal from me. I know for sure my brother isn't going to try to murder me or kill me. You understand? You know how beautiful that is? You know how beautiful that society would be? You know how beautiful that community would be? That no brother would murder each other and steal from each other? That's a beautiful thing. That would fix almost 90% of the problems in the black community. That would fix 90% of the problems in Southeast and in Oxon Hill. You understand? It would fix 90% of our problems. But your Christian pastor don't give a damn because all he wants is your money.
I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. There's a ghetto up in heaven and it's ours. Black power, 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. One body, one faith, one Lord. Feel like I can take over the world with one sword. 144,000 men on one accord. Not being in this army is something you can't afford. Real niggas across the board, ain't no suckers round us. You was looking for the truth, well that's how you found us. Now it's time to lace your boots up. We got the order from the king, round the troops up. Let's go to war and die defending this nation if we gotta. Ain't no stopping us now. The chosen people of the power, standing strong like a man. Cause in our camp it ain't no cowards. 144 grand, nigga, and step before dishonor. Rather die like a man than live like a coward. There's a ghetto up in heaven and it's ours. I'd rather die